Hey there. So it's us again. Uh, it's been a while. We've been working. I just simply don't have time. I just don't have time. But I thought I'd give you an update since an awful lot of stuff happened here pretty recently. Got the fire roaring. Dishwasher is sitting on the floor. It's nicer than anything we've ever owned in our entire lives. Wife found a heck of a deal. I think it's a discontinued model, but look at the countertops are in. So Danny's father-in-law, my father-in-law, and I suppose Danny's father-in-law, my dad, were both here this weekend, and this was the big project. We got this out of Western Building Center there in Kalispell. It is hands down the most stressful thing I've done in this house, probably since falling that tree right alongside the building. It was just staggeringly stressful. This countertop was glued in place when we left. That's why it's got flooring sitting on top of it. Yeah, it's oh, whose is this brand? Wilsonart. It's an American assembled Wilsonart. Yeah, I can't I can't fault Western Building Center's main office guys, but we ordered 2 5x12 sheets and a 4x8 to get all this stuff, and then there's another counter over there, none of that's built yet. And the 4x8 arrived with a forklift tine that had punched through the side of it, and one of the 5x8s had been cracked about 12 inches down, taped on both sides with masking tape and with a blue marker to indicate the end of the crack line. And they went ahead and packaged and shipped it to me anyways. Yep, just loaded it up, send it. They were nice enough on the packing slip once you opened it to indicate that the 5x12 is no longer 5x12, it's 30 by 12. They didn't let anybody know. Father-in-law's pretty crafty at cutting out laminate, so we were able to get it all out of that piece despite the crack, but nonetheless, they didn't let me know. And then we noticed in the packing slip that it had been discounted to a 30-inch wide by 12. And so father-in-law is telling me, hey, it's no big deal. It's, they fixed it for us. It's irritating they didn't tell us, but they fixed it. And then I crunched the numbers, and they discounted it on the thing and charged me for the full amount. So it's like the worst of both worlds. They broke it and hid that, and then indicated that they'd broken it, but charged me for the full amount. Anyways, regardless, they're in, and I'm sorry, stone was absolutely not in the budget, and I think they look, like I said, the most stressful thing I'd done in a very, very long time, but I think they look good. In here, I think I showed you those. I drove to Helena to get those. We've got this unit assembled here, and I've got a countertop and a sink in it. Oh, there's some stuff upstairs. I guess we can go up there. Let's see. Still no handrails. Somebody's still gonna get hurt. I got this floor down. It's like everything else, it's not perfect. I really struggled to get this flat. I'd fill a spot, and then when I checked it, I found out that I'd humped it. So I try to feather that. Anyways, it's all down. We have quite a bit of this flooring left over, so it's too late now to return it. I guess I can hang on to it. It's that perfect amount where it's not quite enough to be useful, but it's far too much to throw away. In here we have this counter put in place, and this is part of what I brought back from Helena, and we cut this massive laundry sink in here, and it's all hooked up. Judging from the calcium stains, I'm probably gonna need a water softener, but at the moment that's not in the cards. The hot water is hooked up. The machine has been fired and tested, and it delivered us hot water. But first I had installed this PVC drain here, which just goes out and dumps out of the ceiling, because remember, this whole section here is above grade. And but I just used whatever I had, and it wasn't CPVC, and so Dad pointed out that I was going to use it as a pop-off valve, but I could never use it as a pop-off valve because the pure hot water out of a hot water tank would melt it. So it became superfluous, and I ran this copper, and then we hooked this whole thing up, and we didn't actually recognize that the water coming out of one of these things could have a pH equivalent to vinegar. And you can't run the condensate drain. You can't run the condensate drain in copper. And maybe I should have known that, but this isn't what I do. So that whole thing is set up there, hooked up to the pop-off valve. So if the pop-off ever blows, it's going to go, and this just goes and dumps under the house. They say do that rather than a drain line, so that you know if it's leaking. You can see it. Anyways, I'm not entirely sold, but that's where that goes. At the moment, the condensate drain would drip into a bucket. So that still has to be solved. I could dump it into there and then let the condensate drip under the house, but one, it's acidic as battery acid. It's going to, unless I run it in PVC down the wall of the house, it's going to splash back on the siding. That's not awesome. You're going to dump water next to my footings. That's not awesome. That water is going to be as acidic as vinegar, which isn't good for your concrete, so that's not awesome. I don't really have a solution for that yet. I guess a lot of people put it into a container and use a float switch and pump it, I guess, into a utility sink, but I could do that, or I could pump it into the washing machine drain. Anyways, that's where that sits. That long rambly story just to tell you that. Let's go look at the other thing. We have got the carpet pad down on here. You'll notice I have taken my door out. That is because my door was set in the wrong place for the cabinets. So I didn't like any of the bathroom cabinets and couldn't afford any custom cabinets. What I could afford was the U-finish kitchen cabinets, so I got those, but they're 24 inches wide. And oh yeah, every one of my outlets is in the wrong damn spot. When I mark them, the mark was supposed to be the bottom and going up here, not the top, and goes down here. Whole house is done that way. Great job. Anyways, yeah, these are too wide, so it interfered with the doorway, so we had to pull the door and move the door over, which, since it's not load bearing, I got away with. So got to put our door and our door frame back in here eventually. But I could afford these U-finish ones, and these are kitchen cabinet units, but despite measuring it out, my wife decided that that is not enough room to access the crapper. Feels like enough room to me, and this is what we agreed to when we marked it out on the floor. Nonetheless, I have a, oh God, the fit and finish of this leaves something to be desired. Anyways, yeah, I got I'm not sure those ever got sealed. I have another smaller drawer unit here, so this will become superfluous, so I get to take all this back out, cut that countertop back down, put in the smaller drawer unit, but nonetheless, then she'll be happy. But we're using somebody's kitchen cabinets as bathroom cabinets. I don't know if that's luxurious or white trash. And then it'll have a single bathroom sink, because for whatever reason, that's what my wife wants. And I don't give a crap, so I ain't gonna fight it. I think that's it. I think it's everything. It's been a bit of a whirlwind. Teaching's still awful. Go figure. We we go, and then Shay and I will come out here and we work until 9, usually 9:30, and I shouldn't. That's bad, Dad, because he needs sleep. I need a haircut. That's all I got to say. Thanks for watching.